Hello everybody, Corey here. We're going to go over the YBIT trades and holdings for today and some of the other crypto related stock prices. Anyway, reminder that I am not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I'm here to just gather the data, present it to you so you can make your own, draw your own conclusions and opinions from these. YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky. Please make sure you know what you're investing in before doing so. All right. So we had 3 trades here today. You can see all this data here, but we also have the data here on the holdings. So you can see for the synthetic, they added 1,300 contracts, and then they also created a new short call that does not expire until next week. Let's zoom this out some. So as y'all know, distribution has already been declared today. Let's see, I don't remember what it was. Sorry, I don't have it up here. All right, so YBIT declared $1.37 or 1.3707 cents with a 81% yield. This data here isn't at the top, isn't accurate because I need to restart the clock. And then yesterday we didn't have that data because the holdings wasn't there. So if we go back to the day before, it showed, I think based on the IV, it was $1.30 something, and at that time the premium was $1.35 based on IV and $1.24 based on the short call premium received. This date we did go up 25,000 shares, but that wouldn't have been too much, what's your mom? Sorry. It wouldn't have made that big of a change between these two, so this was pretty close to what the distribution was going to be. So that's pretty good since we didn't have any historical data or anything to go off on this one. So what I'll have to do here is now I'll have to reset this. This should be started as of today. I thought I cleared. I guess I didn't. Yeah, so that will restart. I'll have to update those formulas because at this point, the only thing we have in premium will be this $55,900. And actually, let's just... And actually, that would have been the right IV, I guess, as of today. Yeah, so we'll actually leave those two. Obviously, this data, I don't even remember what I said now for the trade. 55,900. Okay, so we're at 6 cents. But it's not a normal trade, so it is 1,300 contracts, so that's quite a bit. If we look down here, so we have our synthetics, obviously the top and the bottom, and then we have the 3 short calls. So we have the 2 that expired this week at 27 and 27.50. We are only underneath that $27 one by 3 cents. And that's where the majority of our shares are, with over 4,000 shares. And then we have the other one at 27.50, so it means we're 53 cents or 2% underneath that. And then the one for next week is 28.50. So we can see our short calls there. As far as the price goes, we went down 58 cents today. Bitcoin did go up, but we went down. And that NAV right there, remember I was talking about yesterday, the past couple of days, about the NAV and stuff not matching current price. So I noticed something, and I don't know why. it's like this. Okay, that's not what I want to do. But on the raw data here, the net assets, all of these say 18.1 million something, which is close to what this adds up to. This is like 18.135. So a difference of 58,000 and 35,000 between those two, which actually we have it at the top already. I just pulled it aside. So a difference of $22,529. But they would normally, they're going to be all exactly the same. But see this bottom's number is different. Like there's 1.3 million, you know, sitting somewhere on the sideline. I don't know what this is about. We've never had this issue before, but it's only on the bottom line of the net assets. Now, if I take that number with the outstanding shares, that gives me $20.48, which gets us closer to this current stock price. So I'm not really sure what's going on, and I don't even know. I didn't go back and look at any of the other ones to see if it's been like that from the beginning. I know we've always had an issue with stuff not lining up. Yeah, so we didn't have this issue here, and this was May 20th. And actually, it just started. So let's just look. So I'm looking at my computer. We didn't have the issue on the 29th. And then this one is the 31st. Things aren't wanting to load for me here. Yeah, we didn't have the issue here. Which I guess I should look at the top and see when we had a big change in that. So we're on the third tab. So on my computer, I'm going to look at the fourth. Still not a big difference there at the top. So it must have just like started, because here, well, I didn't see it on here. So no, that difference isn't on this one. So 1419, so about 300,000 off. But there was a huge difference here. So yeah, there's no, I don't know. So we have an issue here. Clearly something's going on. Okay, so I know what the difference is down here at the bottom now. This is the dividend here. The difference in that, it just hit me as 1.3 million. And when I was doing my sheet earlier, somewhat trying to update the summary sheet on the YBIT, it showed that we were going to be paying out 1.3 million. Yep. And I did this calculation earlier. That's the only reason I know this is 1.3 million. So let's see. Yep, that's the exact amount of the distribution. So if we take, let me just clear this. So that's exactly the amount, by the way. Like to the, I don't know about to the cent, but it was to the dollar, because I don't see cents on either one of these. So that's the difference between this and this. So then we still have the problem with this huge gap between our NAV and the current price. So I'm still not understanding that. Yeah, so as we can see, still we have the, if we add up the market value is 18,135,000. If we just look at their net assets over here, it's 18,158,000. But in order to get this calculation here, our net assets would have to be 19,700,000. So, and then, yeah, with this one, if we add the distribution in there, it works. It just did not work these other days, right? We didn't have distributions out these other days. We just had the net assets there, and then we still had $1 off. And then, like I said, it's only been like this a few days. So, yeah, see here we were $1.50 off. I know. And so, yeah, on the holdings, the third, which is Monday's holdings, we didn't have that huge. Now, we did have a bigger than normal, because I remember mentioning this, that, you know, on all the other funds, we would never have any like this. But it's been like that pretty much since this fund started up for some reason. It's had a big gap, and I couldn't explain that, or I can't explain that, because I haven't had that with any of the other ETFs. But then this week, you know, the gap got bigger between the NAV and the actual stock price. I don't know. It's driving me nuts. So I know I'm driving y'all nuts by still talking about it. So let's move on. All right. So, and here's where the thing is, right? Bitcoin's been up the last 2 days. But YBIT has been down the last 2 days. Yesterday, it was down 0.6%, and then now today, it is down 2.7%, while Bitcoin was up 2.5 and 0.7% respectively there. So I don't know what's happening, and again, I don't know why we had this huge increase here. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening, but if we move on, we can look at here. We got YBTC is beat YBIT the last couple of days. Of course, they're fixing up a distribution also. If we look at the top for that, you know, this is the same time frame. YBIT is only up 1.3%, while YBTC is up 4.2%. And then these other ones are still in order from the BITs to the ETH there. Those are all still in order by, I'll say it's the least to best, and I hate to say worse because these are still good. Like, for instance, BITS is up 4.5 or 4.3%, but ETH is up almost 20% today. So apparently if you have ETH, you know, yours is doing a little better. But even looking at these, BITS, BITO, and MAXI, they're doing better than the two covered calls. Same thing with the BITX and the BITU. Of course, those you have to be careful with because those are 2 times, but still, those aren't even as much as the ETH, at least not the BETH one. It may be the same as the BETE and the BTF and the EETH. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out a little bit there because I know I rushed this morning. And then you could see, just looking at those color codes, that basically those 3 green ones that are futures that are a combination of Bitcoin and Ether, those are sort of like the middle of the pack. You see they're always sort of like red. They're never the worst, but they're never the best either. So they're right there in the middle. So anyway, and then this is over here. It's just ranking them with the numbers, better or worse. And again, you can sort of see the same thing. That middle is sort of those green ones, especially that BETH one. And then you see on the ETH, like it's either the best or the worst almost every day. So anyway, let me know what y'all, I forget to mention this too for those that may be new watching these rankings at the top here on row 6. This is ranking them against all of them. So like these rankings go with those 2, and then, you know, these rankings go between those, and these go between here. This, I've actually got this one, so it ranks itself between all of these. Where would it rank if it was with those? And then at the top here, these are ranked on the overall amounts, like we have up here at the top, the overall changes here. And so that's the ranking overall on the tops of those. But let me know what you think about this, because I know this stuff was requested for me to add to it, and I've built it, and I've tweaked it here and there, and I keep changing stuff. But I haven't heard anything else. Like, so is this something that y'all like? Do y'all like seeing all these prices and these comparisons here? Would you just prefer not to and just see trades and holdings? Let me know, because this has sort of been, I feel like it's been crickets lately. Maybe it's just me because I haven't been able to keep up with my comments, or I haven't done a good job of keeping up with them. I mentioned a couple of days ago we had lots of distributions, and then of course we have the YBIT that will be on here for tomorrow. But most of the distributions are like right at the beginning of the month. Either right at the end or right at the beginning. And then we'll have a few like right in the middle. So we're on the 5th. Obviously, these aren't the future schedules, but we can sort of glance at these to see who may be coming up. BITU, I haven't heard anything about this one, so it may not have anything. It may just only be a yearly thing, or I don't know. I didn't do lots of research trying to figure it out. And we'll have, it looks like BITS this month for its bi-annual. But it looks like most of the time it does its big distributions at the end of the year. But who knows? Maybe they'll do it now because of everything going on. It looks like we'll have BTF also paying out this month. And then these, I guess this is where I should have went. These are the actual formulas. Oh, here we go. We do have BITU. Ex-dividend date. So let's copy both of these. So I guess they've decided to do monthly for BITU as well. Where is it? There we are. Sorry. So 18.3. So 0.183. Why isn't that a formula? I know some of you wanted yield, but okay. Okay, so we're going to put that there for now. Now the unfortunate part is I'll have to go to the actual prices thing and see if that really changed anything, but that should have come through. Oh, that's right. So it went back. So there we go. So now we have that on there. Now, did that 18 cents change anything? Probably not. That was the 3rd. Well, that did make it, it's 5% there. What was it before? I just did that. It was 4.5, so it actually brought it up and made it outperform BITX right here. So, because that was on the 3rd. Because by doing these formulas from our website, that website takes it a minute to load, so. All right, so we know, I guess now, that this one is going to be monthly. I assume, right, based on paying 2 months in a row. The bad thing is I had that in different places here. I just copy and paste the columns. I guess I didn't really need to do this, but anyway, thank you for bearing with me if you've still made it this far. I know I've sort of gone on a rant and then going through this and everything else. But anyway, I will let y'all go. Thank y'all for putting up with me. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.